Hey guys, my name is Martin and this is Cars and Pixels. So buying a lens has always been more important to me than buying a camera body. Lenses are more than just millimeters. They define who you are as a photographer, filmmaker, or artist. Today I'm going to give you 3 tips on buying the lens that is right for you as a car photographer, but these points and suggestions can be applied to other types of photography. But these tips are going to be explained in a way that are in more of a visual exercise, not following any rules based on niche. Tip number 1, take a visual analysis of your past work. Look at a bunch of your favorite photographs that you've taken and ask yourself, are there any similarities between any of the photographs? Such as, are you shooting wide? Are you zooming in? Also, where are you shooting? Are you shooting at car events like car shows, races, anything like that? Or are you doing private shoots for friends or family? Finding what you gravitate towards, or finding that the lens that you have isn't giving you the perspective that you want, can cut your search in half and gives you a better mental picture of what you need. For example, I do a lot of shooting at 35 millimeters. I have a Tamron 28-75 2.8 lens, and I always zoom in to about 35 millimeters, and I always prefer my shots at that focal length. So I think I would benefit a lot from buying a 35mm prime lens, and there's many benefits to having a prime lens over the zoom lens I'm shooting on right now, such as there's less glass in the lens, so therefore the picture will be sharper. I gain a couple extra stops because most prime lenses come at f1.8 and my 28-75 only opens up to 2.8, so gaining an extra couple of stops even if I don't use them will be great in case of exposure emergencies. Tip number 2, rent lenses. After doing a visual analysis of your photos, go to your local camera store, see if you can rent out a lens there. Most camera stores will allow you to rent. Pick out the lens that you chose for your next focal length. Usually there are many camera lens companies that will make various types of lenses at the same focal lengths for different camera bodies and such as that, but what I'm trying to say is if you chose, let's say, a 50mm Sigma lens, there might be at least 3 or so different kinds of 50mm prime lenses from Sigma. Like there's the Art series, which is like their top tier glass. Some lenses come at f1.4, f1.8, things like that. And it all depends on what your budget is, and do you care if you have f1.8 over f1.4? Are you okay with paying less and maybe having not as good of glass? Like it all depends on your budget and how much you're willing to spend on glass, because lenses can get very expensive. Number 3, try new lenses, experiment. This tip can also be applied for beginners, and I think it does go towards beginner photographers, but professionals or experienced photographers will also try this, I find, in some cases. As a beginner photographer, it's fun to experiment and try out new lenses if you are able to do so. I find that if I buy a new lens, I've bought a 50mm out of, which was pretty cheap, it was only like $100, on a whim. I bought a 50mm prime, and I had a lot of fun shooting on those back in the day, because it's a new lens, it's a new focal length, and you get, I guess, like a different perspective buying a new lens than continuing on using the same lens that you did before. When you get a new lens, you get a new perspective, you're like, wow, I want to try this, I want to do this, and it's the same with when you buy any piece of camera gear. So if you are able to do so, depending on your budget, go out and try something. If there's a lens that you've always wanted, and maybe you lens review on YouTube, and you're like, oh wow, I would really like to try that. If you can, go on and try it. And if it doesn't work out, you can always sell it, or online, or sell it back to the camera store. It's easier than you think to get your money back if you think that you didn't make a good investment on that lens. Alright guys, that's it for this video. I hope you find these tips helpful. Let me know in the comments what your favorite lens is currently, and if you're trying to pick up a new lens, which I'm assuming you are planning on picking up a new lens if you clicked on this video. If you're telling in the comments what lens you want to pick up next. I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.